Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am the government whip of the debate today, and we, the government, strongly support the motion and strongly oppose the opposition team. Before moving on to Before moving on to the general clashes of the debate, I would first like to talk about the practical, whether the opposition team side is practical, whether this no government can even exist. Because true anarchy, where there is absolutely no government, is either no one being in charge or everyone being in charge. However, if there is no one to actually, if everyone leads, then there is no one to actually accomplish. No one can actually accomplish anything. Society, no thank you, never actually forms. And if we all seek to be led, there is no one to lead us, and society again never actually forms. This means that you instantly negate the resolutions, as anarchy cannot actually exist in the material world, and thus never forms. Yes.
Actually, you didn't define the no government.
Yeah, we will talk about it right now. Well, we didn't actually have to define the no government, because it just, as it says, it means no government. And do you really think in no government, this absolute no government can really exist? Because human is a creature of society, and they cannot actually, if you see the history, they cannot exist without being packed in a group. And also, about the definition challenge that appeared, the opposition team said that the oppressiveness itself, that we have defined the motion wrong, because one government cannot execute policy oppressively. However, and also they have said about these oppressive government being violent. However, if the policy itself is good, it does not matter whether it's oppressive or not, because whether the result of the policy justifies the oppressiveness. What I'm saying is, just like Julius Caesar, back when in the Rome, although he was a very oppressive leader, he had many good policies, and this led him to become a really good leader back in this history. And also, they said also we didn't need to say any more about their definition challenge, because they had no other alternative definition to provide it. No, thank you. And now to the rebuttals. No, thank you. And they said, first point they said was that mostly about Somalia, and they took a case of how Somalian people are so peaceful. However, you cannot generalize one case of one country into a general truth. And to this, the deputy leader of opposition said that there is many cases. What kind of many cases? Give us a specific examples of such countries other than Somalia's. And also, they talk about. They said that we did not provide any advantage of oppressive. However, we do not need to provide such advantages because no, thank you. Because the debate today is about oppressive government is more desirable than no government. Not that oppressive government is good. So we have to compare these two and say which one of these two are better. No, thank you. So we did not actually have to talk about this. And also their first argument was about freedom, and also they have talked about North Korea and how all the bad sides of oppressive government. However, and they talk about the most of the rights. However, if there is no government, what it means to have rights means the government protects you to have those rights. So if there is no government, as they assert, no thank you, because they have no government to protect those rights of individuals, they do not practically have any rights. So even if other people kills you and you need to use claim that you have a right to live and not be infringed of the right to live, it doesn't matter because you have no government. And second argument was about the Somalia, how they live peaceful, and again the opposition cannot generalize one case into general truth, and if they want to, they should provide more examples. And third, about economic problems, they have talked about North Korea's oppressiveness and how even if they're oppressive, they are isolated from the international nations. However, what the main reason they are isolated is because they did not follow the peace treaty of international. They did not follow the peace rules of international communities. They created nuclears, so that is the reason why they are isolated, not because they are just oppressive. Well, that is part of the reason, but that's not the main reason. And also, they said the government is, because the government is unfair, they will not give the resources and they will not provide it to the citizens. So they will use up all the resources. However, is that really practically possible? No, it is not. Just one small group of government elites taking over all the resources in entire Korea. No, it's impossible. And also about the right of citizens, that was their third argument. And this also, as I said, because they have no government at all, there is no one to protect those rights. So even if you claim you have rights, there is no one to protect you. And that is the main reason why we have the debate, won the debate today. And because our first argument, political problems, second, social problems, and third, economic problems. One of the biggest problems that concerns one country, we, the government, strongly believe that no government is practically impossible, and the oppressive government is at least practical. And if you are oppressive, you have an oppressed government, you can at least get a chance to fight for the freedom if you really want it. And that is the reason why we have won the debate today.